A lot of people are cashing out big time on ETFs. And you don't know what ETFs are. Come closer, let me explain what ETFs are to you. Before that, my name is Don Henry Wosu. I'm a financial analyst, a finance consultant, and also a personal finance manager. And here we make money talk simple and relatable. Now back to the main gist. ETFs to be like a basket of fruits, right? So in the basket we have oranges, we have mangoes, we have apples, we have pineapples. Now we all know that these fruits are from different trees, obviously, but they are all in a one basket. That's exactly how an ETF is. So an ETF is more like a basket that holds several tiny stocks of different companies in an industry. Let me give you an example. We have the NGX 30, right? Now the NGX 30 focuses on the top 30 companies in the Nigerian stock market. Top 30 companies in the Nigerian stock market. Let me give another example. We have the SPY. Yes, we have the SPY. And now that SPY ETF it holds the stocks of the S&P 500 companies in the US. S&P 500, that is the Standard & Poor Companies 500 in the US. Trades like stocks. You can buy and sell them at any point in time. They are not like mutual funds where you have to buy them and hold them for a certain period of ETFs. They trade like the actual stock market where you can buy and sell anytime that you. There are different kinds of ETFs. We have the stock ETFs, we have bond ETFs, we have commodity ETFs, and then we also have international ETFs. Now, the stock ETFs tracks company shares, say companies in the energy industry, companies in the banking industry, companies in the food industry, companies in the hospitality industry. Right. They just track the shares of companies in these several industries. Then we have the bond ETFs. This kind of ETFs, they focus on fixed income, like government bonds, corporate bonds, and all of that. We also have commodity ETFs. Now, commodity ETFs, they track commodities like gold, oil, and a whole lot of other kind of commodities that is on the market. Then the last kind of ETF we have, which is the international ETF. This international ETF tracks international shares. It tracks international companies, right? So when you're trying to invest in an international ETF, you're not going to be investing in Nigerian companies. Rather, you're going to be investing in companies that are outside of Nigeria, say the US, the UK, and any other place that you could decide to invest. There are four reasons that I have taken note of that people love ETFs for. The first one is liquidity. It gives you this ability to have money at all times. Now, another one is low cost. ETFs, they are very easy to maintain, aside the 0.1% cuts from the softwares or the applications. But aside that, they are very low to manage. Another one is diversification. Now, you remember when I mentioned that the ETF is more like a basket with different fruits inside of it. Now, if I'm going to bring that into this conversation, ETFs allow you to diversify, given that you're not just buying shares or bonds from one company. Rather, you're buying shares and bonds from several companies. Now, the same example I gave about the SPY 50, which tracks the S&P 500 companies in the US. So you're not just investing in one company. Rather, you're investing in 500 companies. How? In just one click, in just one basket. I think this might be the exact information you're waiting for. How can I invest? How can I start? Now, the first thing you need to know is I would want you to still do more research on ETF, even though I have just given you the basic knowledge of ETFs. But it's going to be easier when, after watching this video, you read it somewhere else, you compare the knowledge, you compare what you have just read or what you have just seen on this video, and then you'll now be able to better understand it in order to apply it. Now, this is how to go about investing in ETFs. First things first, open a brokerage account. Now, there are millions and thousands of applications on the internet that you can open a brokerage account in order to start investing. And personally, I would recommend Bamboo, right? I also use Bamboo. And in another video, I'll be showing you how to, a step-by-step procedure on how to use Bamboo. Now, when you open a brokerage account on Bamboo, next thing, do your KYC, verify your account. And after that, you just have to go down to search for ETFs, look for one, research on it, get basic knowledge of that particular ETF that you've seen that has caught your attention. Now, the first thing is when you see the ETF, either a Nigerian ETF or an international ETF, when you see it, check the figures that are actually written there. There are tons of figures that are written there to better give you an understanding or an explanation of what that ETF has to offer, as well as the price and the ratio as well. Now, when you're done going through that information, go over to Google, ChatGPT, wherever, type it out, make your research, try to understand exactly what you're seeing there so that you better know what the next steps to take. After that, select one of the ETF, buy it, and that's it. You're officially an investor. Now, the idea behind this is start small, right? Start small and then build a habit to keep you consistent over time. If you're going to be saying, okay, I'll be investing 5,000 naira every month in ETFs, stick to it, be consistent, stay over time. And that way you'd be able to see your ROI and try to hold it for as long as possible. Now, one of the disadvantage of ETFs is that it is not entirely risk-free, right? Like I said earlier, the market would obviously be going up and down. Why? Because it is the stock market we are talking about. The ETF is not different from this. It is just like the stock market. Why? Because you have a bunch of stocks inside of one. So it would obviously go like the stock market. Another one, avoid overly leveraged ETFs unless you understand them. If you don't understand a particular ETF, research. After researching and you do not understand it, avoid it. Now, why do I say so? You're putting in your own money. So you have to be sure that whatever you're putting your money in, whatever you're investing in, whatever you're putting your time in, would actually not keep you up at night thinking about something else, right? So you have to make sure that you research on a particular ETF, you understand it, and do your due diligence very well. Then the last thing to always know is that invest money that you can live in a very long time. Now that you know what ETFs are, or why they are popular, and why a lot of people are investing in it, what is holding you back from investing? So, well, if this video helped you, like the video, tag a friend who would need this sort of information, and follow